Reconciliation is basically bringing enemies together and making them friends. Who is my enemy? It is a person whose story I have not heard. Once we have heard their story, then it's difficult to be their enemy. Then we can begin to start working at reconciliation. I knew a bit about reconciliation before I came here, but I didn't really. It was only when I got here that I realized what the story was really about. And the work of the Cross of Nails community throughout the world, yes, so much of it was in Germany and America, but that was the foundation for moving forward into so many other parts of the world. Well, it's really working on relationships. And in Coventry, after the war in 2003, the war against Iraq, then my work moved into a new era because we reopened the church, which was once just a destitute shell. And so we restored the church. We restored it to a church of 6,500 people. We had a major relief project providing food for everybody. I thought this would be for a few weeks. Till today, it is still continuing. We built a clinic, so it was an incredible clinic. The thing is, whenever you're dealing with reconciliation, whenever you're dealing with peacemaking, you have to give people something. You give them anything. You give them something to know that you value them. Now, the cross for us as Christians is the center of reconciliation, because the cross is the greatest act of reconciliation in history. It's reconciliation between humanity and God. But if you're dealing with different faith groups, you can't necessarily use the cross. And that's why Josefina de Vasconcellos' statue of reconciliation is so important, because it was not a cross, but it was people coming together, showing their love for each other. And we eventually took the reconciliation statue to precisely where the Berlin Wall used to be. And we placed it in that position. And instead of just putting the statue there, we put a Bible underneath the two people, wrapped in wire, which signified the two people who communicated with each other over the Berlin Wall. And so it was very moving, taking the statue there. We took it to Stormont, we took it around the world. Well, the most pressing reconciliation need in the world at the moment is very much dealing with this major religious divide which is going on. And at the moment, most of that divide is actually an Islamic divide. It is not between Christians and Muslims, it's between Muslims and Muslims. And that's one of the things we have got to deal with. And we are dealing with it. And I am only able to deal with it because of what I learnt here at Coventry. And I cannot underestimate the significance of what this place means to reconciliation. From the 14th of November 1940 was built from Dick Howard, the future of reconciliation in the world today. And whether it's those of you who are still based here at Coventry, or those of us who have moved on from here, we are still taking forward this message, Father, forgive. The problem is that forgiveness to many other religious traditions, both in Judaism and Islam, is not a central tenet of their faith tradition. So we have to work at that, work at trying to show people that all of us are called to be people of forgiveness. The only piece of advice I can give is love your enemies. And so much of our time and work is dealing with enemies. And it's by showing them love and giving them something that you can give hope. Well, I think for Coventry, World War II does have a role. For most people, I think we've moved on from that. And I don't think we should just look back to one event of the past, but we should look at now and see how we can take people forwards. And if there's anything from the message of the 14th of November 1940, it is that we must keep moving forward and we must not stop. I would like to say clearly, Coventry is an amazing place. It is the foundation of reconciliation. The foundation to so many. Going into the cathedral just now and standing by the font, the place where my boy was baptized, in the Bethlehem stone, where so much of my work now is just amazing. This is the foundation. The foundation of my ministry throughout the world today is here. I don't have one particular story from Coventry which I carry with me, but what I do carry with me is the words of the Litany of Reconciliation. And I've written books about it. So many times I've written articles about it. Those words, Father, forgive, will never leave me. The ruins of the cross will never leave me. The story of Provost Howard will never leave me. So it's not one particular story. It's the whole story, encompassed in being here.